This is the Range Rover Coupe, but don't think of it as a rakish version of the standard Range Rover that will cost around £100,000, because you'll be able to buy this from just under £45,000. But more of that a little bit later on. So what have we got then? Well, this is the Range Rover Velar, and you can think of it as a car that sits between the Range Rover Evoque and the Range Rover Sport. In fact, it's just 5 centimetres shorter than the Range Rover Sport. Now, with this car, it's all about styling, making it as slim as possible. So look at these headlights. Look how thin they are. And round at the back, the thin horizontal lights, the sloping roofline, and for the first time on a Land Rover product, we've got recessed door handles. But it's really the interior that is the showcase of this car, because it really shows the next direction in terms of Range Rover styling. This is where it gets really exciting though, because this really demonstrates the next wave of Range Rover interiors, because just look at it. If you thought the outside looked like a spaceship, wait until you see this. Now, in here we've got 3 screens, and that's standard across every single Velar model. Now, in front of me I've got a virtual cockpit. It's 12.3 inches, but that's not new. We've seen that in Range Rovers in the past. It's these 2 screens here. Now, when you hop in the car and when you start up the engine, this screen rises forwards, and these little lights on the steering wheel light up at the same time. But I don't really want to talk about those. I want to talk about the screen down here, because have you seen anything like this? Now, this is a very early pre-production car, so we're in demo mode. So obviously it wouldn't be working automatically like this, but it gives you a good example of all the functions it can do. Now, the only 3 buttons we've got here is this center button here and the little rotary dials, and depending upon which menu you're in, they control the temperature, the navigation settings, and the terrain response system. And every single Velar comes with terrain response. It's the quality of materials in here that really impresses. To think that this car starts at just under £45,000, it is seriously impressive, and it looks ultra futuristic. Now, you sit a little bit lower in this car than you do in the Range Rover and the Range Rover Sport, and that's good actually, because it will allow 6-footers to sit up here and still have a good amount of headroom. Talking about space, let's just pop in the back. And those same 6-footers will easily find space back here. I can pop my feet underneath the seat in front of me, and despite this sloping roofline, headroom is absolutely great. You can fit 5 people back here, and once again, the quality is absolutely exceptional. Let's just take a look at the boot. The first thing to say about the boot is that unlike cars like the Range Rover and the Range Rover Sport, you don't get a fold-down tailgate. It's more of a conventional tailgate arrangement. So that does mean that you're going to have to put your wellies on standing up, I'm afraid. But hey, life is full of compromises, isn't it? So space on offer is extremely good. There is a bit of a lip into the boot, but the opening is nice and square. And when you fold the rear seats down, and when the seats are up actually, boot room is considerably vaster than this car's chief rival, the Porsche Macan. Engine-wise, there are 3 diesels, a 2-litre with 178 bhp or 237 bhp, and a 3-litre V6 with 296 bhp. And even though we Brits love diesel SUVs, there is a range of petrols. There's a 247 bhp and a 296 bhp 2-litre and a 375 bhp 3-litre V6 supercharged petrol. A 4-cylinder petrol plug-in hybrid should arrive later. All Velars will be 4-wheel drive, all will have 8-speed autos, and all of them will be better off-road than their nearest rivals, claims Land Rover. There are 5 specifications, 6 if you include the first edition, with even the entry-level car coming with 18-inch alloys, heated front seats, keyless entry, a heated windscreen and LED headlights. This car here is the range-topping Dynamic R with its racy exterior styling. 4-cylinder diesel versions will cost from just under £45,000. That's almost £15,000 more than the most basic Evoque, but around 15 grand cheaper than the entry-level Range Rover Sport, and will rise to over £60,000. What do you think to the car? Well, let us know in the comments section below. If you like it, you can get a sneak preview of this car before the global media at the car's unveil at the Geneva Motor Show next week. It's available for viewings here at the Huth Gallery in Kensington. And the only thing left to say is, if you've liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You subscribe to our channel by pressing our logo. And if you want some more Range Rover content, you can watch the video on the left for a track battle between a Range Rover Sport and a Porsche Cayenne Turbo, or on the right for a first drive of the Range Rover.